If you're buying a home in Grimesland, North Carolina, you need to watch this video.
Yeah, we love talking about all these things. And if you are serious about buying a home, or you're selling a home, really knowing what's going on in the market right here, right now, really is important to you, because you can watch the national news and say, oh, the housing market's crashing, which it's not, based on the numbers that I see in Pitt County, in Grimesland, exactly. I'm going to just give you the data that I see, so you can see what is really happening in your neighborhood, in your town, in your home, or the home you want to buy, because you want to be in Grimesland. Now, with that, I can say there were 20 homes that were for sale in Grimesland last month. And then there was also 8 under contract, which means pending or contingent. Those have slightly different variable meanings, but basically it means that there's a contract for those too. And then 8 homes sold. What does this mean? 20 plus 8 pending gives us 28. Divided by those 8 that just sold gives us 3.5 months supply.
Exactly. And before that, we go to the next chapter. What we're going to do?
We need to do our introduction. And please stick with us. So with that, let's hit it. Hi, it's Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel and podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe in our channel and get notified.
That's what you call text all the time at 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Do not be shy. Also, don't forget our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below, because we put a lot of information there on why you can buy and sell with us. Now, with that.
Exactly. We had 3.5 months of supply in months of September that we just passed. And if you go to the months of August, we had 4 months of supply, meaning that there were 18 homes active, which was lower than previous September. 14 of them that went under the contract. However, 8 houses sold. And this way we can say what?
There was 4 months of supply. Last year, if we look at the last year's number, we saw there was only 2.7 months of supply. 7.1. How many active homes were there?
Basically, we had 16 active homes. 3 of them went under the contract and 7 homes sold, which brings us 2.71, and meaning that we had 29.15% of increase in inventory rate.
Now, when I see all these numbers, especially this next one, I say, what's going on with this market? And I'm going to guess new construction. That's a guess. I'm going to go into more details about it. But for September, days on the market, there were 94 days on the market. But don't assume that because the house is beautiful and new and everybody's like, wow, that house is amazing. Because if that house is amazing, everybody wants it. If everybody wants it, that means it's going to sell faster. So just understand that. And a lot of this new construction, when new construction's dirt, it's dirt, so nobody sees what the finished product is.
Exactly. And the months before that, in August, we had 85 average weight for the days on the market. And last year, we had less construction, new construction for that. We had just 8 days. That basically brings us from 8 to 85.
Now, if we look at the median list price of what is happening in the market right as we speak, we see that this month, $441,150 was the median list price, whereas the sales price was what?
Sales price was $249.
$349, sorry. But if you look at compared to last year, we say $423,400 was the sales price, but the list price was what?
List price actually was last year $423,400.
All right, and then the median sale price was $350. So you can see it's really stayed stagnant, which is an interesting statistic I can say in Grimesland that is not true in other areas. Now, with that, let's talk about Grimesland does not have single-family homes. They only have single-family homes, sorry. They do not have condos and townhomes. So when I look at these numbers, I say, okay, what does new construction in Grimesland cost per square foot? And the answer to that is
it's $166 per square feet.
Whereas a previously owned home is what?
Previously owned home was $111.
Right, so there is that. Now let's really dig into the data more and say, okay, how much supply is new, how much supply is not new? And if we look at the supply of data, when we say new construction is what's happening in Grimesland, we're not lying. It's 2.8 months of supply, whereas previously owned was only 0.5 months of supply. So you can see people are staying in their homes and there's a lot of new construction happening in Grimesland.
Yes, just half a month just for the pre-owned home. And the previous months in August, we had 2.3 months of supply of brand new construction and 1 month of the pre-owned home. And total brings us to 2 months of supply, which is very comparable to the months that we just passed.
Now, if we look at the mean home value, which is a weighted average, September was 283,751, whereas what was the month before that?
A month before that was 277,522.
Month to month can be a lot more variable. It's better to look year over year, though. So what was it last year?
Last year was 270, 219, which brings us to what?
5.2%, which would be more your appreciation rate that's happening because it's a year over year change.
Exactly.
Now, if we look at the rent, what's happening with rent?
The rent was $1,350, the median from 1 to 6 bedroom. This is how we average that. And
now, also, if you're paying $1,350, we need to really have a conversation about what can you afford and to really consider getting something of your own, because it's always better to get something of your own. Why? What does inflation mean? Because inflation is a real thing that's happening at the filming of this video. Inflation is prices are increasing. What's happening to home values as a result? Prices are increasing. So yes, interest rates are 8%, but prices are increasing, so home values are increasing. So do you want to get in on something where it's stable and your price can only go down in the future if rates go down? Or do you want to stay where you are and just see what happens next? What else can you say to home buyers?
Exactly. And then definitely explore diverse home option, no? What do you mean that? Basically, this month we had the pre-owned home of the half a month. However, we
find something that meets your best in needs, right? Okay. That's what it means. It means find what fits your needs. Also, with those values going up, also pay attention to new construction, because if you can afford new construction, you're going to deal with new. You're not going to have any less problems than if you buy pre-owned typically. Also consider square footage, because at $1,350 your square footage is not going to be as much as it can be if you're paying more, but you can still get a decent home and you can get a home that is your own. So I would recommend 100% you should be buying a home.
Exactly. What about this recommendation for home sellers?
Now, if you're a home seller, the number one thing that matters is pricing your home correctly. We told you there's not a lot of supply in Grimesland, and people like to be in Grimesland, which means that as long as you're competitively priced, where you're going to bring value to the home, and people are going to say, wow, this home is going to be worth more in the future. Exactly. They're going to say, wow, I want this home. And of course, the best home always wins. Yes, we might have told you that supply is staying 90 days, but that's really not true, because it houses sell fast. And honestly, what does that mean? What about staging?
Staging, definitely you need to make sure that you declutter your house, because the second thing after the pricing is how you present your house, the online presence. No?
Absolutely.
And those beautiful pictures just come from the house that's already been staged, been decluttered, the repair has been taken care of.
Right, so make sure that you're tailoring your strategy. Talk to us. We can give you what your actual home value is, not necessarily what you see online, the automated values, because automated values can be incorrect. So be ready to meet buyer expectations. We're happy to talk to you if you're a home seller, because we do definitely sell homes all the time. So with that, we are so grateful if you're a home buyer or home seller or just watching these videos. We are so grateful to have you as an audience.
And thank you for subscribing in our channel to support us, and definitely leave us a comment. We love to hear your voice. And if you wanted to share anything that we didn't basically say it in this video and podcast, please notice us, and see you in the next podcast and video.